Hey fellow Force users and fellow superheroes, what is up? It's Jasmine, the AhsokaTanoFan, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So guys, for my last video, we went into a different genre. We dove a little bit into the narco world and talked some Queen of the South. Now we're diving back into Marvel with another new episode of Moon Knight. So I was looking at some of your comments from the last episode, and it was really interesting to hear some of your thoughts. I saw some of your theories in terms of what's happening, whether or not Mark potentially has a third personality. One of you was thinking that it might have actually been Arthur Harrow, Ethan Hawke's character, who might have killed Mark's team sometime in the past, and then Konshu selected Mark as he was dying to be his new avatar. And you're talking about whether or not the Thanos snap may have had some type of effect on Mark slash Steven. And some of you guys also touched on how Steven seems like he's growing stronger now, and he became more comfortable summoning the suit. And it kind of definitely does beg the question, what happens if the both of them become equal in strength? What happens when Steven starts to catch on in terms of how to summon the suit and becomes more aware of his powers? Is that going to create some conflict somehow? And a thought I had too was, at the end of last episode, Mark was telling Steven, as Steven was trapped, you know, behind the glass there. Mark was basically saying that once I do what I have to do, I promise you won't see or hear from me again. And I just thought that was kind of an interesting line, because they're one and the same person. So that means he's gonna die, or he's gonna eliminate that personality and then just live the rest of his life as Steven. Not really sure, but I thought that that was kind of interesting, and definitely kind of foreshadows that maybe at the end of the series, it might just kind of be Steven who becomes the main identity that lives on. And one of you was also talking about that scene, Arthur and Steven, and how Steven was basically able to notice right from wrong, independent of any influence from Mark or Konshu. That scene to me was probably the most important scene in the episode, actually. I just really liked that conversation they had with the whole idea of Konshu being someone who punishes people after bad deeds are committed, whereas Ammit prejudges people. And yeah, Steven was the one basically asking all the right questions, and that definitely kind of shows that, you know, he is a good person and his heart's in the right place. I personally agree with Konshu's mindset, which is, I don't think you can punish deeds that haven't been done yet. Steven joked about, like, you never know, what if someone just has a bad thought, you know? I'm sure we've all had bad thoughts. Someone pissed us off and, I'd really like to punch this person right now, and, you know, should you get arrested for assault because you're thinking of committing assault? Yeah, I really like that conversation. It definitely raised a lot of questions and moral dilemmas, not only in the show, but also in real life. And I always like when shows are able to do that. Yeah, but overall, it looks like you guys enjoyed the episode like I did. I'm looking forward to this one, actually, because now we have Mark for the first time being back in control here. And by the end of last episode, I can't really tell how long he plans on staying in control, but it definitely seems like it's gonna be indefinite. So yeah, I'm curious to see how he does now. I guess we're gonna see more of his relationship with his wife, Layla, right? Because Layla, obviously, the first time we were introduced to her was with Steven, and Steven didn't know who she was. So now that we are back to Mark and they have a history, I'm curious to see what kind of team they make and how they do in Egypt. Anyways, guys, let's not speculate too much. I can go on forever. Let's get ready to dive into the episode and then check it out.
Steven, I'm gonna deal with Konshu.
I'm sorry, Ammit, no offense, but we can't resurrect her. She's got to stay where she is, man. She's trouble.
Too late. Arrow has it.
Oh yeah, Harrow grabbed the scarab at the end. So they're definitely gonna have a clash this episode. Arthur and Mark. Where's the Marvel intro? They can't be not playing it like that. They have to play it every episode. Maybe it'll come later.
It's been 10 years.
That long, eh?
I wonder what your father would think of his little scarab now.
We'll never know. Why can't we let you teach you how to do?
Is that her mom?
Have a good trip, love.
There's the Marvel intro. A part of it, anyway. There's still no theme song. That's okay. So she's definitely... Oh, that's a nice touch, the Middle Eastern music. So she definitely thinks she's the kind of wife that won't just kind of stay out of the chaos. Like, she'll go right into the chaos to go after her man, you know? So it looks like she wants to make sure Mark's okay. So she's going to Egypt. I wonder how he'll feel about that though, because he wants to keep her out of danger, right? Oh, so this is Arthur's people, yeah. This guy's trouble, man. Oh, it's right there. Who are those cars? Are those cars with them? Oh, okay, I guess so. Well, those are the FBI agents. I feel like Mark's gonna be super badass. Look at him go. Whoa, what did I just watch?
Really?
Do they work for Hera?
We find what we do.
I love how cavalier he is. Wow, Marc and Steven are like night and day. No pun intended. Get it, night? Yeah. Oh, what the? Oh my god, he made him look so stupid there. He's doing pretty well.
Mark.
Oh.
Don't do it, Mark.
Stay out of this, Steven. No, I'm kidding. He's right. We don't gotta be killing a bunch of people. What did Steven put him in a taxi to go home? Oh my gosh. Oh my god. They're afraid of him. Wait, so what did Steven do to those guys? Because Mark just said that wasn't me. So did Steven fight them too? I don't think so. They were fighting Mark, then Steven took over. Then Mark took back over. Now they look afraid, and Mark said that wasn't me because it was Steven. So they must be afraid of Steven too, maybe. Oh my goodness, Steven. Steven is literally gonna get them killed. Both of them. Oh, Steven is a killer too? Or is this the third personality? This must be the third.
I swear that wasn't me.
Yeah, it's a third personality still. We were talking about this, guys.
Take him to the ledge.
Where's Harold?
What if he gets taken over by the third guy right now?
Where's Ammit?
That guy will be dead then. Oh shit. He just offed himself like that?
I thought it talked.
Oh shit.
To signal to an audience with the gods is to risk their wrath.
What? Well, what's the worst that could happen?
Every time you ask that question, something bad happens.
I have a bad one.
What's he gonna do? Solar eclipse. They really need to leave this girl in the ground.
A portal presents itself anywhere.
Okay, so where's mine?
Oh. Okay, so...
Aren't you coming with?
Oh, I'll be there.
he has his own way there or something? He doesn't need to go through the portal? Are those all the gods there?
We're inside the Great Pyramid of Giza.
I would love to visit the pyramids one day. Who's that?
Avatar of Hathor.
Oh, it's all the avatars that are there. What's gonna happen right now? Okay, so all their gods are really there, but only they can see them? Is that how it works? That's what he was worried about.
Your self-righteous threat. Avatars are not enough. We need the might of God.
That must feel so weird for him. Because she said it would be like a weird sensation.
Think your purpose.
Conspiracy to release.
How come he's the only one yelling? The rest of them are talking so calmly.
To summon the accused.
Oh, is Arthur gonna come now? Oh, shit.
Sinners would be longer than the Nile. Konshu.
He's trouble, man.
No, Konshu is unhinged, servant, unwell.
Oh, is he gonna talk about a split personality?
Seen him speak to himself. Shut up!
Come on, Konshu, you gotta speak properly, man. You gotta articulate yourself. Otherwise, no one's gonna listen to you.
No pleasure to tell you that this is a deeply troubled man.
Oh, What a faker. Oh my goodness.
Let us speak to Mark Spector.
Yes. Now, Mark, talk properly, man. Speak calmly. So does he know what was said the whole time? Like, or was he kind of under a trance when Konshu was speaking through him? But...
I'm not the one on trial here. He is. He has committed no offense.
But according to Ammit's mindset, he has. Because he's about to commit an offense, right? So you should judge him based on that. Not once he's committed the offense. That's Ammit's philosophy, after all. That sucks. Because even if you're right, if you talk all like erratic like that, no one's gonna listen to you.
There is another way.
Well, she trusts him though. I wonder when his wife is gonna get there.
Looking for sinful sarcophagus.
It's kind of a weird thing to ask around about. Oh, he's walking away. Oh, there's the wifey.
What's the plan? It's not pleasant being left in the dark, is it? Gossip for those of us who deal in antiquities.
Why are they turning up the music? Oh, okay. I'm always suspicious when people do that. I feel like something bad's gonna happen. But in this case, they just want to have fun.
What's been work for you? About Steven.
Oh, someone will know more about why he created Steven.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. We want to know. We've been wanting to know since the first episode. That boat is a vibe. Next time I travel, I'm going on one of those. What's he notice? Who's that? That doesn't look good. Definitely being followed. Is he one of the people on those horses? Yeah, it's him there, the shirtless guy, right? Yeah. What if he likes her or something and that makes Mark angry? Yup. Yeah, he likes her. Oh, she had to let him know. She's got a husband.
Sorry, I'd like to hear from your husband if you don't mind.
He's suspicious.
Let Steven out before you leave us.
She thinks he should let Steven out? No. Steven would definitely screw this up. They're really watching them.
It's coded.
Oh, okay, maybe he should let Steven in.
Body and you piss off. Damn it, there's not time for this.
Oh, that was a good one. That's a good one that she came up with. Because how else do you explain that? But he needs to not move his head, like look around so much. Because then it's super bait that he's talking. Oh, what? That escalated quickly. Could he just say, my bad, you snuck up on me? No? No, they're not going to buy that.
Anton, stop!
No, the third guy's going to come out, watch. And then all these guys are going to be dead?
Take a look inside the sarcophagus.
Is it a trap?
Appears we have a concerned third party, yeah?
Literally a third party. Third personality. Oh my god.
Here's something much more tangible.
This guy's like a cockroach, man.
Wounds from your father's murder from reopened.
That's what happened to her father.
And Mark.
Did he kill her father?
I know that
Or one of his personalities?
Do it. Summon the suit.
Yeah, someone in the suit. He might just kill this guy right now. So, has he finished digging where Ammit's tomb is?
that's just a taste of the godly.
Did he just break it? Oh, shit. Okay, now they're not going to be able to stop him. He summoned the suit! Oh, that's so cool how his cape went in the shape of a moon. Oh, and his cape is bulletproof too? Well, that makes sense because it's Konshu's armor, right? He's so badass in that suit. Is it possible in the series something could happen to the wife? Like, could she die or something? I don't know if they would go that dark though or not.
No, Mark.
Okay, Steven. I get where you're coming from, buddy, but you need to not talk to him while he's in the middle of a fight.
Give me the body, Mark.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Steven. This is not gonna work. He just got impaled there. So he definitely is immortal when he's Konshu's avatar. So that answers that. They're both having a rough time right now. What's that do? Or just a blade? Is he gonna kill her right now? That would be extra dark. So now it's back to Mark, right? Looks like. No, not one of these scenes. Okay, good. That's how I wanted it to end. It'd be so dark if he, like, impaled her before he had a chance to save her. Arthur is a piece of work.
And it's like I've not known you at all.
Yeah, you don't.
Who's that looking back at him? Steven? Or the third guy? So they're trying to piece that back together.
Right.
I guess that means he's not giving up the body. What if it's a third person? Oh no, it's Steven. Yeah. Is it the first time she saw him transition like that? She looks kind of surprised. Does he know that she's right there? Oh.
In the sun and the stars.
We really gotta give it up to Oscar Isaac. That is not an easy role to play like that. What if she starts liking Steven more than Mark? Those look like stars almost. Yeah.
We know exactly what the sky looked like.
I remember that night.
Konshu to the rescue. See, that's so interesting because Mark has a history in Egypt. His second identity, Steven, is an expert in Egyptian mythology. And then because he loves his wife, Layla, he made some of his wife's favorite things, like that poem, Steven's favorite things. Nice. I can't decide what suit I like better. They both look pretty sharp. She can't decide either. That's so trippy. Whoa. When the drinks start to hit you. Can he see that? So I guess all the gods could see it. Konshu's the goat for this. What if something happens before they're able to scan it? Like Arthur does something? Oh my gosh, they're literally gonna imprison him. No. No, Konshu, no. And his suit's going away too, right? So when Konshu's imprisoned, yeah, he won't be able to summon the suit, will he? Hopefully they can get the location just in time. Come on, Layla, come through.
I got it.
Screenshot it. No. Wait, is that gonna make him die? Because he's immortal as long as he's an avatar of Konshu, right? You guys made the wrong decision. What's so messed up is I think he actually thinks what he's doing is right.
So it meant forced me.
To the end? No. Okay, so lots to break down in that episode. First off, I love that we got to see Egypt and some of the culture, especially because it's been referenced obviously a lot this far in the series. I always think it's cool when a show takes place in several settings. It keeps the story interesting and changing. We got to see a lot of Marc and Steven this episode, and also a possible third personality, which we talked about before. Right from the beginning, I thought Marc was super badass. You see him, he's very capable of protecting himself and fighting. He's very different from Steven that way. But you also see a moment where he has a blackout period, and you assume that Steven takes over, but then, you know, he wakes up and then realizes that he's killed people. And this is actually a direct parallel to the first episode, where we saw the same thing happen to Steven. And actually, wow, as I'm talking right now, it just occurred to me that it was probably this third personality in the first episode that was killing all these people and not Marc, like we were initially led to believe, right? Because Marc in this episode was completely unaware of what was happening also, and it wasn't Marc or Steven, so it definitely has to be this third character. And yeah, wouldn't that be something if this whole time we've been led to believe one thing, but really there's been another thing going on in the background that we weren't aware of. Quite literally, this show is leaving us in the dark for a lot of parts of the story, so we're just as in the dark as Marc and Steven are. I think probably next episode, if anything, we'll find out who this third personality is and probably see them in action. But yeah, they definitely seem to be the darkest of the personalities that resorts to actual killing. It kind of definitely begs the question, why did Marc create that alternate identity? Or is that even the main identity potentially? And then Marc was created second, then Steven third? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so that was interesting. And I like how, just as in the first episode, you saw Steven needed Marc to get him out of, you know, dangerous situations, such as at the end when he was fighting the jackal. So now in this episode, we're seeing Marc need Steven in the same way. When he was looking at those different artifacts, you know, he needed them to find the coordinates at the end there of the sarcophagus. So it's kind of cool to see them need each other. They're becoming more powerful and learning their strengths, especially Steven, because Steven in the beginning was very much kind of clueless, right? But we're seeing him, we even saw him during that fight scene, summon the suit again, his version of the suit. And then now we're seeing him actually be able to take over the body, do what he has to do, help find the coordinates, then give control back to Marc. They seem to be getting better at sharing the body, so to speak. it doesn't seem so much now that one person is shutting out the other. So that's kind of cool to see them work together. When we are introduced to this third personality, which, you know, seems like potentially the bad guy of the three personalities, I wouldn't be surprised if Marc and Steven kind of work together to suppress that personality. And I like to see how they both interacted with Layla. I'm kind of wondering if it's possible Layla might start to like Steven more potentially, because he does share a lot of her interests, right? It seems as though Marc kind of saw to that when he was creating that alternate identity. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of conflict there. I like that we got to see a couple moments between them just kind of hinting at their past. You know, when they were on that boat, they're talking about their wedding and things like that. Arthur said something about Layla's father being murdered and that Marc didn't tell her. I may have to watch that part again, but when I first saw it, I couldn't tell if he was implying that Marc, or you know, one of Marc's identities was responsible for Layla's father's death somehow. If that is the case, that would definitely yeah, that would definitely not be good. And I think it just shows how much Layla doesn't know about her husband, right? Because her husband's multiple people. You don't ever even get to know one person, you know, let alone multiple people, you know, 3 people potentially here. So just like as they were talking about on the car ride, she says, you know, every time I think I know you and there's no more secrets, there's always something else. And then it's like, I don't know you at all. And then he's like, yeah, you're right, you don't. That was kind of deep and also sad, because here's 2 people that are married that are obviously in a deep relationship, and then she doesn't even fully know him. But they do make a good team. I like seeing them work together. And now it looks like by the end, Konshu was imprisoned just as he was worried about. I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't believe Steven or Marc, you know, or the third personality, is gonna have access to the suit anymore as long as Konshu's not able to be there. Does that mean that he's going to be physically weaker now? Is he gonna be immortal until they get Konshu back? If so, that's definitely gonna make their fight all the more challenging, right? Arthur is a problem. Oh my goodness. You saw how he was talking to the other gods, and I think that whole scene was really sad, but it was really eye-opening, because it just shows that really the only difference was how they carried themselves. Even if you're right, if people think that you're kind of speaking erratically and you are speaking with a lot of anger, they just tend to dismiss you, and they tend to just trust people that are more soft-spoken and calmly spoken, like Arthur. And it just speaks to how much deceit there can be in the show, but in the real world as well. I mean, you really have to be careful who you trust. In the gods' cases, they just kind of dismiss Konshu as being the bad one because of how he was talking, and they just looked at him as being unstable, when in actuality, no, it looks like Arthur / Ammit is going to be the big bad in all this. And I wouldn't even be surprised if once Ammit's resurrected, you know, she tries to take control of all the other gods somehow. And this could end up being an all-out war where all the gods have to team up now against Ammit, or, you know, they have to try and get Konshu back and free him from the stone. And he had that conversation with Konshu at the end there, saying how Konshu's torment is what forged him. And you could tell by the way he was speaking to Konshu, he really believes that he's doing the right thing here. And I think that's kind of what makes him a compelling villain in a way, because some villains, they're bad and they know they're bad. They know what they're doing is wrong. They just don't care. They want to do it anyway. But the most interesting villains are the ones that think they're actually doing good. And that's exactly what Arthur / Ammit is. He believes that his way is the right way. But that's arguably kind of what makes someone bad, when they think that their way, you know, is the only way, that they know what's best for everybody, for mankind, and, you know, for the greater good, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to achieve that goal. To determine how bad someone or something is, it's dependent upon what you're willing to do to achieve that goal and how far you're willing to go, right? They always say the ends justify the means. And so yeah, how far is Arthur willing to go? Because if he's willing to kill a bunch of people, or like Steven talked about last episode, kill kids because of something they might do in the future, how good is he really? In his eyes, he would say that he is carrying out true good by eradicating evil. So yeah, it's definitely like, the show's full of moral dilemmas. It's not like a purely black and white show. There's kind of a lot of gray in between, which is cool because Moon Knight's suit is also gray. But I'm still team Konshu / Moon Knight. Ammit has to go. She's got to stay in the ground. We can't allow her to get resurrected, guys. And Arthur is a problem and he needs to be stopped. So hopefully our guys can stop him next episode from carrying out his mission. But we just got to see what they're gonna do, because things aren't looking so good right now. They lost their god, right? So, but yeah, guys, overall, interesting episode. You let me know, as always, what you thought down below in the comments. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, guys. And I will see you next week for an all-new episode of Moon Knight. Until next time, guys, take care and see you soon.